News Panorama is a TV news magazine program that gives you the story behind the story.
It tells the stories the way they should be told by capturing the larger scale.
It deals with people's deep feelings on issues that, when brought to the fore, ultimately educates, informs, and entertains.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
Across Cross River State, stories continue to unfold that shape our communities, influence public policy, and impact everyday lives. From economic development to education, healthcare, and access to information. This week's edition brings you reports that highlight issues affecting residents and the state's future. Leading our lineup is the unveiling of the Eburutu Fishery Terminal project by the Eburutu Fishery Development Limited in partnership with the Cross River State government, an initiative expected to deepen investment in the blue economy, create employment opportunities, and strengthen the fishery sector. Also this week, we examine why many residents now prefer the internet to public libraries as the primary source of information. The flag off of the 2025-2026 annual school census, importance of breastfeeding to child nutrition, and report on the sealing of the 502 pharmacies by the Pharmacies Council of Nigeria. This and more to come your way on the program News Panorama.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
Welcome and thanks for joining me on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efanga. If you have just tuned in, you're watching News Panorama. Blue economy remains one of the fastest growing sector with the potential to drive economic diversification, create jobs, and strengthen food security. Seeking to harness these opportunities through a public-private partnership, Eburutu Fishery Development Limited has unveiled the project site and billboard for the proposed Eburutu Fishery Terminal in collaboration with the Cross River State government. If you want to later, has details the report.
Harnessing the vast economic potential of the marine environment has become a growing priority for government and private investors alike. It is against this backdrop that Eburutu Fishery Development Limited, in partnership with the Cross River State government, unveiled the project site and billboard for the proposed Eburutu Fishery Terminal at Eburutu in Calabar South local government area. The initiative is expected to deepen investment in the fisheries value chain through modern fishing, processing, and storage facilities, while creating employment opportunities and stimulating economic growth. Speaking, the Managing Director, Eburutu Fishery Development Limited, Efium, describes the proposed fishery terminal as a long-term investment designed to unlock the commercial potential of Cross River's marine resources through strategic collaboration with the state government. He said the project goes beyond infrastructure, explaining that it is intended to establish an integrated fisheries ecosystem capable of supporting harvesting, processing, preservation, and distribution under one coordinated framework. He further stated that the terminal is expected to attract investors into the fishery sector, expand opportunities for local businesses, improve the availability of fish products, and create a sustainable value chain that will benefit both the communities and surrounding communities.
And the governor had graciously approved the 3.2 hectares of land for us to situate the terminal here. The project will comprise of 15 brand new fishing trawlers, 10 will be for fishes of different sizes, 3 will be for shrimps, and the remaining 2 will be for mixed fishes like mackerel and titus. We are going to build a state-of-the-art fish processing plant here. The plant will have a 200-ton per day cold storage. It will have an integrated feed mill that will convert the feed waste into livestock feed.
Also speaking, former Commissioner for Livestock, Aquaculture and Fishery Development, Honorable Emmanuel Anom, Commissioner, Ministry of Social Welfare and Community Development, Honorable Margaret Anita, and Chairman of Calabar South Local Government Area, Honorable Patrick Achibo, state the partnership demonstrates the role private sector investment can play in complementing government development efforts. They noted that with Cross River State's rich coastal resources, projects such as the Eburutu Fishery Terminal have the potential to stimulate enterprise, improve livelihoods, and provide meaningful economic opportunities, particularly for young people. The officials added that beyond its economic value, the initiative is expected to encourage greater community participation in the blue economy while opening new prospects for local businesses and supporting the state's broader development aspirations.
Everybody who has worked in the fishing industry knows the benefit of the fishing industry, what the fishing industry can bring into a state. There will be massive employment. The youth will be employed massively. I don't know the number, there are many. I can be talking about 500,000 youth that will be employed. And that is going to be what we are going to do in Cross River State.
This great project that His Excellency Pharmaceutical has brought into this community showcase his mantra, which is the people's first. The people first of this community will be the first beneficiaries. The industry is going to be sited here in their community.
This Eburutu Fishing Industry Project Limited is a big project that will take the youths of this region off the street from kidnapping, from drugs, from armed robbery, from stealing. It's a very beautiful project.
On their part, the village head of Esirebom, His Highness Chief Edem Richard Henshaw, and the youth leader of Esirebom, Asukwo Okon Asukwo, described the siting of the project in their community as a welcome development capable of bringing lasting social and economic benefit. While expressing optimism about the employment and business opportunities it would create, they called for proper planning around the project's environment and reaffirmed the community's commitment to providing a peaceful atmosphere for its successful implementation.
We welcome the idea. Actually, you find out that in this community, we don't have industries here. And it brings in development for our youth. It's going to increase our revenue base in this community.
So government issue so
beyond the ceremonial unveiling of the project's billboard, stakeholders say the success of the Eburutu Fishery Terminal will ultimately be measured by its ability to translate investment into sustainable jobs, increase fish production, and tangible economic benefits for Cross River State. If fully implemented, the partnership between Eburutu Fishery Development Limited and the Cross River State government could serve as a model for leveraging private sector participation to unlock the immense opportunities within Nigeria's blue economy. For CRBC News Panorama, Efiowan Ekpe-Ita reporting.
As the world marks this year World Breastfeeding Week, the federal government has called for families, employers, communities, and health workers to provide stronger support for breastfeeding mothers in order to improve the health and survival of children. The government said breastfeeding remains one of the most effective ways of giving every child a healthy start to life. In Cross River State, health experts have joined the global campaign by encouraging mothers to exclusively breastfeed their babies for the first 6 months after birth. Our correspondent Blessing Bassi reports that health experts, nursing mothers, as well as residents in the state explain that breast milk contains all nutrients a baby needs during the early stages of life and also protect children from common childhood illness, the reports.
Breastfeeding is one of the most important ways to ensure a baby grows healthy and strong. Breast milk contains all the nutrients, vitamins, and antibodies a baby needs to grow, develop properly, and fight common childhood diseases such as diarrhea and pneumonia. It was on this note that the Cross River State government has continued to receive commendation from its various health campaigns aimed at improving the well-being of mothers and children. Speaking during one of the state's maternal and child health programs, the wife of the Cross River State Governor Bishop Eburutu said the health interventions reflect the government's commitment to safeguarding the well-being of nursing mothers and newborns. She noted that healthy mothers and children remain the foundation of a productive and prosperous society.
A campaign that reflects our collective commitment to safeguarding the health and well-being of our mothers, newborns, and children across all the 18 LPAs, recognizing that their health remains the foundation of a prosperous and productive society. Which every community, as well as our development partners and stakeholders whose support and contributions continue to strengthen healthcare delivery across the state.
Also speaking, the Director General of Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Vivian Otu, said several health weeks and nutritional screening programs have been carried out through the support of the wife of the governor. According to her, the interventions have continued to reduce maternal and child mortality by ensuring that more mothers and children have access to quality healthcare services.
Informal Healthcare Development Agency, I wish to assure the people of Cross River State that we remain committed to ensuring that no mother, newborn or child is left behind. Together we can build a healthier family, stronger community, and a future where every pregnant woman is safe, every newborn is protected, and every child is given the opportunity to grow, thrive, and reach their full potential.
Chairman of the House of Assembly Committee on Health, Honorable Hilary Bisong, added that the state health programs are strengthening families and securing the future of Cross River, stressing that every mother and every child reach is another step towards building a healthy state.
If we have the opportunity to save the life of a mother, protect the future of a child, and prevent a young girl from developing life-threatening disease, will you take that opportunity? I believe the answer from every person here is a resounding yes. We are not merely launching another health program, we are launching hope, we are strengthening families, we are securing the future of Cross River State, one mother, one child, one community at a time.
All efforts to speak with nursing mothers on the importance of breastfeeding proved abortive. However, health professionals maintain that exclusive breastfeeding remains the safest and most affordable way to provide babies with the nutrients they need while protecting them from common childhood diseases. For CRBC News Panorama, Blessing Bassi reporting.
Accurate data remains critical to effective planning and policy implementation in the education sector. To strengthen education management in Cross River State, the Ministry of Education has flagged off the 2025-2026 annual school census, with stakeholders charged to ensure the timely submission of credible and comprehensive school data. Ifeanyi Peita again tells us more, the report.
Data remains one of the most important tools for planning and development, particularly in the education sector, where government decisions on infrastructure, personnel, funding, and policy are largely driven by available statistics. It was against this backdrop that education stakeholders converged on the Ministry of Education in Calabar for the flag-off of the 2025-2026 annual school census aimed at generating reliable data for informed decision-making. Flagging off the exercise, the Commissioner for Education, Senator Stephen Ode, described the annual school census as a strategic exercise designed to provide government with reliable information on the state education system. He noted that the quality of data generated would influence planning, budgeting, policy implementation, and the equitable distribution of educational resources. The Commissioner explained that beyond serving the state's immediate needs, credible school data also strengthens access to support from national and international development partners while providing a basis for monitoring progress and addressing challenges across the education sector. He therefore urged stakeholders to approach the exercise with diligence, stressing the need for complete, accurate, and timely data submission. He also reminded private school proprietors to comply fully with the state education policies and regulatory framework.
So, ANCOS, ASHOM, NAPS, NUT, you must press on your members to comply and do the needful, because it is very important. We want Cross River State to be ahead of other states. I want to also re-emphasize NAPS in particular. I think there is always a lot of misconception about your members, and a lot of private school operators believe that when you give data, it will be used against you. That is not true. We want you to partner with us. We want you to contribute to the development of education in Cross River State. That is why we granted you the license to operate. But we have a law binding you. So when we come up with those laws or rules, you have to comply. Give us information. We are not going to use it to come and collect your school fee. So I don't know why they fear. Because there is a policy, even before now, that federal government used to select some private schools to intervene to. So if you don't give us information, if you give accurate information, your school may be fortunate to have some intervention. It's not really about government now. So when you comply with all these things, we look at your data. When they write to me now to select 3 private schools now for federal government to assist or intervene. If I look at you and you say you comply with what we do here, we recommend your school. But when you don't do those things, we cannot recommend your school.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Ntugai of Young Ani of Young, describes the annual school census as a collective responsibility requiring the commitment of all stakeholders. She appreciated participants for honoring the invitation and urged them to ensure that the knowledge shared during the meeting translates into effective implementation across their respective areas of responsibility. She further noted that Cross River State continues to receive positive recognition from the Federal Ministry of Education, encouraging stakeholders to sustain the standard through dedication and professionalism.
It will interest you to know that everything we do here is of utmost importance at the Federal Ministry of Education. So I must tell you that you're a very important crop of staff, and we rely on you for the success of this exercise.
Stakeholders at the meeting acknowledged the importance of the census exercise and reaffirmed their commitment to supporting its successful implementation. While commending the state government's efforts at improving the education sector, they called for greater motivation for personnel who will participate in the field exercise, describing the assignment as demanding. They also advocated sustained enforcement of existing regulations to ensure quality assurance across schools in the state.
Census is a very sensitive matter. It can be marred at the field if the workers concerned are not well motivated. Let there be some incentives for this to be able to serve with joy in their heart.
Closure of illegal schools that was carried out earlier this year. It was well intentioned, and we applauded it, especially some of us that are doing the correct thing, the system.
Part of the school, LGME has also been trained. Series of letters have been sent to all the years, as well as the coordinating director, with respect to their positions in the National Data Board in their LG, the data board on daily basis, and give the feedback on their positions so that will spur them to step up from their jobs.
For CRBC News Panorama, Efionwan Ekpe-Ita reporting.
The Pharmacy Council of Nigeria has sealed more than 500 medicine outlets across Cross River State following an enforcement exercise aimed at sanitizing the pharmaceutical sector. The council says many of the affected premises were operating illegally or failed to meet regulatory standards, raising concerns over safety and quality of medicine available to the public. Our correspondent has details the report.
The Pharmacy Council of Nigeria has intensified efforts to sanitize the pharmaceutical sector through a nationwide enforcement exercise. In Cross River State, the council sealed 505 pharmaceutical premises, including pharmacies and patent and proprietary medicine vendor shops, over various regulatory violations such as operating without valid licenses, poor drug storage practices, and other breaches of pharmaceutical standards. The exercise is aimed at protecting the public from fake, substandard, and improperly handled medicines while promoting compliance to established regulations. Speaking with some residents, they described the enforcement exercise as a welcome development, noting that it will help curb the sale of fake and unsafe medicines. They also stressed the importance of purchasing drugs only from approved and properly regulated medicine outlets to safeguard public health.
So I feel like the exercise is a good step to tackle fake drugs and the selling of expired drugs, because it's in a way endangering the lives of people. So the government taking this step is actually positive. So we should try and ensure that we get our drugs from certified and licensed pharmacies. It's very important because most of those people that own the pharmacy now, most of them don't have the qualified certificate. And secondly, most pharmacies sell fake drugs, and I'm really happy with the government now for actually putting a step. They took a step because there are too many pharmacies. If you walk to this street, let me say in a street now, you have like up to 5 to 6 pharmacies, and they don't really have qualified people. to do that job.
While commending the Pharmacy Council's efforts to sanitize the pharmaceutical sector, residents also maintain that sustained public enlightenment is necessary to encourage compliance and protect more people from the dangers associated with unregulated medicines. They further called on the government and the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria to sustain routine inspections, intensify public awareness campaigns, and ensure that safe, genuine, and affordable medicine remain accessible to the public.
I would like the government and the Pharmacy Council to continue inspecting medicine shop regularly, take action against illegal drug sellers, educate the public on the dangers of buying medicine from unapproved outlets.
If the general public is being enlightened on matters concerning getting genuine and safe drugs, and they are also encouraged, there will be a more understanding on the health benefits and also the harm in taking or buying drugs from unregularized pharmaceutical stores.
The Pharmacy Council of Nigeria says the enforcement exercise forms part of its ongoing commitment to strengthening compliance with pharmaceutical regulations and safeguarding the health of Nigerians through improved drug distribution practices. For CRBC News Panorama, Efiowan Ekpe-Ita reporting.
Public libraries in Calabar are experiencing reduced patronage as many young people now rely on smartphones, laptops, and the internet for information and research. While a librarian emphasized that libraries remain valuable for learning and intellectual development, many students said online sources are faster and more convenient. Others argued that libraries provide a quiet, distraction-free environment for studying. Residents also expressed concern that the decline in library use could weaken the reading culture among young people and call for a balance between digital learning and traditional reading habits. Deborah Isonyo tells us more. The report.
Concerns are growing over the declining patronage of public libraries among young people in Calabar, as many increasingly rely on digital devices and online platforms for information, research, and entertainment. Unlike previous years when libraries served as major centers for learning and academic activities, many students now prefer accessing information through smartphones, laptops, and the internet. A librarian noted that the increasing availability of digital resources has contributed to the reduction in the number of young people visiting public libraries. The librarian, however, maintained that libraries remain important centers for research, learning, and intellectual development.
Basically, the internet has everything that the students need for research work. There is AI, there are ebooks. So when students continue testing this internet space, they wouldn't see coming to the library as something very important. They'll see it as a waste of time. So these digital technologies are slowly taking over the space of the library for the young people. Regardless, we can't overlook the importance of library in our society. Most people still value that one-on-one personal time with just them and their books. So the library is still a good place for students to conduct the research because most important books, most of them you can't even find them on the internet itself because most of them are still hard copy. So you can't overlook the importance of the library in our society today.
Some students in Calabar attributed their preference for online sources to the ease and speed of accessing information through digital devices, noting that the internet provides a wide range of materials at their fingertips.
It's easier to get all this through the internet because, one, you don't necessarily have to be in the comfort of your home and get access to whatever you are curious about. And also it's also faster than looking for books in the library and scrolling through. You can just go to e-libraries and search for a particular book, a particular novel, and get it.
I prefer getting my information online because they are more reliable and faster, and they are more cost-effective, right? And it's not really time consuming. It's just a fast process, so it's better to get information online than going to libraries.
Other students, however, maintain that libraries still provide a conducive environment for reading and studying, free from the distractions often associated with social media and other online activities.
Libraries help provide they build concentration. Because of the security of the environment, so this is quiet, you'll be able to focus more and actually read and understand properly what you are reading. Then in libraries too, you can
you can find so many books to read, any topic you are studying.
The benefits library offers is number one, because of the environment. When I'm using my phone online, notification can easily come in and I'll be distracted. Maybe if I'm searching for a book online and then I see a notification from Facebook, I want to minimize and go and check what's going on there. So that's why I prefer library to my phone, because I'm focused when I'm in library, but I'm distracted when I'm using my phone.
Some residents expressed concern that the declining use of libraries may negatively affect reading culture among young people, stressing the need to encourage a balance between digital learning and traditional reading habits.
Reading habits of this recent time is what I personally check that is not balanced. Gone are the days that we read in the library, read our handouts, and also our text books in our houses. But presently, the situation is not balanced, because presently everybody has, in fact, diverted 100% of their interest in reading in the phone, in internet, and it has reduced the efforts of those producers who produce the books, and it has also reduced and limits the ability of acquiring knowledge. I want to advise that people should go back to reading the traditional reading habits, like considering library, reading of textbook, handouts, and what have you. I am not saying completely that they should not consider the internet or the media, but I am saying that the equation should balance.
For CRBC News Panorama, Deborah Isongyo reporting.
That is all we have on our lineup this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep a date with us. I am Josephine Efanga. For updates and engagement, follow us on our official social media handles: Facebook at CRBC, X formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok on CRBC Online, YouTube at CRBC New Media, WhatsApp 090-377-87474. We look forward to connecting with you.